Dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Zaidan AlKahlout talking to you from his channel, Zaidan AlKahlout channel. I am interested in introducing to you this channel in English. This broadcasting or this channel on YouTube is a wonderful opportunity to express my thoughts, ideas, history, contribution, attributions. So I'm going to talk about living in the United States of America, as I am an American, Palestinian American, and I would say Palestinian Qatari American. I lived in Palestine, and I lived in Qatar, and I lived in the United States of America. I have an American passport, and I'm interested in sharing my experience in America, in the East Coast and in Midwest, as well as in the West Coast. I lived in Charlotte, North Carolina for almost a quarter of a century, and I studied my master's degree in Indiana University, Bloomington, and I lived last 10 years of my life in Fresno, California, a wonderful state and place. Sometime in my life when I was a kid, I moved to Qatar with my family, and there's a big portion of my family lives in Qatar. I got my education, my bachelor degree from Qatar University, and I have my childhood, adolescent, and early years of my manhood is in Qatar. So Qatar is home, Palestine is home, and United States is my home. Almost 30 years plus in the United States. I've been exposed as a student, international student, as a citizen, and I have my own business. I worked for the others. I taught in a college, and I taught at the Rutgers University as a visitor lecturer, and I worked several years or several terms at CPCC in Charlotte, North Carolina. CPCC is a college, community college, one of the greatest college in the East Coast, well known. And I have run 3 schools, one in Charlotte as a principal, and one in Tucson, Arizona, and one in California, in Fresno, California. Being an Arab, being a Muslim, is a challenge, especially if you come from the Gulf. You have a certain style and things to do and way of life, and you move to the United States. It's a completely different culture, and even though we are grown up to like and live the American way through media, through power, through United States propaganda. So it's my interest to explain this channel focus or scope. It is to share and care about new immigrants, Arabs in the United States, Muslim in the United States, the development of the ideology. Those who came in 100 years ago, they mainly were workers in the auto industry in Detroit and Michigan. They came to work in the factories for the cars, and they were from Yemen or from Syria or from Egypt and Palestine. They thought this is a place of work, and they need workers, they need labor, and they did. And some of them even still there. They're in the old Arab attraction, in the old American attraction centers like Detroit and Michigan. Of course, New York is where the ship will bring them into New York from the Middle East and East Coast. It's interesting that those who came to the States, they came mainly as students, and there is a certain percentage that reside in the United States after they come to study, or as a tourist, or as medication. They reside in the United States and they think this is it and they will not come back. It happened, and that's normal, and that's the system have adjusting for this case of behavior or attitude. My channel is focused on variety of choices. I'm in education field. I have a bachelor and a master in education, and I'm interested in education. So I will talk about education, problems and obstacles, and teaching problems for Arab and for non-Arab, Muslim and non-Muslim. Education system is very important for our young men and women, even for our seniors. I'm interested in elder people education. I'm interested in those who are with special need. I'm interested of those who are gifted or super talented or talented. And there's a lot of us, there's a lot of them in Arab, in India, in Africa, in Egypt, in Iraq, in Yemen, and all over the world. There are those who are gifted, and God bless them. I'm interested to address in some of the tapes or some of the videos their issues and concerns, and guidance or direction, what to do and where to go in the United States, and maybe somewhere else as well. But I'm interested in the United States and where to go in the United States to do this for yourself, for your family, for your young men and women. Yes. Now, the focus of this, my focus in this channel, is also to talk about technology. Technology is what drives us to change and to develop and to benefit from this technology. Internet, World Wide Network, World Wide Web. You remember 30 years ago, everybody's talking about the fax machine. 40, 50 years ago, everybody were talking about overhead projectors. 100 years ago, we were talking about the movie, the cinema. And it looks like a magic. 40, 50 years ago, they talk about laser and things to do with laser. They were talking about the CD, the floppy, the PC Junior. All of these technologies, when they came, some people were afraid of this technology. They're afraid of, oh, we're going to lose our jobs. We're not going to need our teachers or technical people. They employ the machine and kick out the people from their jobs. This has been changed. This has been renovated. Computer is bringing hundreds of thousands of jobs for people. You can be educated, you can be trained, you can do it by yourself, you can go to school, you can go to an institute, you can go to an instructor or mentor, and he will take care of you. A lot of people did not like the concept of going to the United States, and for some other reasons. Whoever came to the States, he has the courage, he has the ambition, he has the dream, and the dream came true to have a better life, safe life, beautiful life, a lot of money, becoming healthy, and become successful, become educated, and thanks to God, a lot of us did. Yes, you will not find everybody who works in that specific field or degree which he graduated from, but at the end, he achieved his goals. He better served his family. He better served his community. He better serve his country. I was talking earlier about the progress of the aspiration. People came to get education and come back. People came to visit the United States to collect some money, work, make some good money, and then come back to home. And that was the idea. go achieve, come back to Egypt, to Syria, to Pakistan, to India, to wherever his country is. But this was in Arabia the same thing. The Arab who came to Chicago, to Detroit, to Los Angeles, San Francisco, to Atlanta, and to San Francisco, it was 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, and then they go back. Unfortunately, a big portion of the well, fortunately to the United States, and fortunately for those who made it, and God bless them with the right circumstances and the right choices in the right time, they become US citizens, and they become senators and congressmen, and they become engineers and doctors. They work in NASA, they work in Apple, they work in Microsoft, they work in Amazon, and they work wherever they want to work. America is a great country. America is a free country. So, but those who came to go back is not the situation. There is a percentage, very low percentage, they came back to home. Or when their dad or mom become very old, they decide they want to go home back to Egypt or Jerusalem or Jordan, and that's their choice. This is a free country. But the second generation, they don't have the tie with the home as their parents. They know they're from Jordan or from Jerusalem or Amman or Baghdad, but they say they are American and they want to stay in America. The same thing with some Egyptian who were born in Doha, Qatar, and when their dad contract finished, or they want to go home, back home to Cairo or Gaza or Damascus, and they told their dad that I'm a Qatari. I'm born in Qatar. I lived my life in Qatar. Qatar is my home. Or let's go back to home, Sudan or Khartoum or Cairo. I say, no, sorry, you go to Cairo. I am from Doha. I'm from the Daphne. I'm from the. I cannot live without not in Corniche. So the same thing happened with the American. This is a normal behavior. So the generation stayed in, the kids born and grown up in America, they cannot live, well, they can, but they like to stay home, and home is the United States of America. I have kids, and they were born in Charlotte, North Carolina, and when I traveled from Charlotte to, for example, to Tucson, Arizona, and after 1 year, they said we returned home. The moment we entered Mecklenburg County, Charlotte, they were so happy and that we are home. And the same thing with these kids who are born in Houston or born in LA or born in New York. They consider New York, Charlotte, Houston, and LA or Fresno is home. Home is a place where you belong, where you love, where you have family, friends, memories. And these kids, they have their mind set in the United States. They are not like their parents. And this is a big difference. So it's not anymore we're going to be there for a few years and then we go back to where we came from. So we have second generation of Arabs and Muslims and Palestinian, and they have kind of a cluster in certain areas, like Paterson, New Jersey, like Washington, D.C., like Atlanta, like Chicago, like Michigan, Detroit, like Bloomington, Indiana, like Fresno, California, like Tucson, Arizona, like LA, etc. Now, these kids, they don't have temporary plan, or they don't have a plan or agenda to go home, so they became part of the American community. So they work as a librarian, they work as a police officer, they work in the US Army, they work in the Navy, they work in the Air Force, they work in the city, the county, the state, and they become medical, legal staff, and they work as teachers, instructors, even principals, and that's life. So they become part of the society. And some of them work in community needs. So now, before they were looking for building Islamic mosque places for worship. Now they open Islamic centers. And after that, they open Islamic schools because they want to preserve the culture, the language, and the religion, and the manners and etiquette of Arabs, and the benefits of the Western side, like the United States, to the science and freedom of choices, and they go anywhere in the state or in the nation. So the kids' mind is open, and they have adopted both a lot of them, the Arabic culture and the Muslim culture and the American culture. So some of them, they became very, very successful. And you know that we have two congresswomen, Somali and Palestinian, and there's a lot of mayors, and there's a lot of state representatives, and that's great. And we want more, because our number compared to the percentage of our representatives is very little, but it's growing. People are better understanding. They were the previous people, hundreds, almost 100 years or 50 or 70 years, they were not interested in politics. When I say politics, they are the politics of the United States, because if there are 10 million Arab and Muslim people in the United States, they have issues to be addressed, and they have concerns to be taken care of. Health, education, language, culture, misconception, propaganda for their causes and needs. And this must be done by those who are born and grown up there. And there should be people from the third and the fourth generation. And if we don't have these Islamic centers and youth centers and outreach centers, we would get people who know only Fairuz and Falafel and Kulthum. And these things are not great. These things are great from their concept, but we are Arab, and we are Muslims, and we have dignity, and we have honor, and we have history, and we have values, and we have Islam, and we have the Quran, we have the Hadith, and those who we have tribes and villages, and there is culture in every aspect of life, whether our hats, our thobe, our garment, our dress. It has a meaning, it has a value. Even our plates, our dishes, we have a lot of things, and these must be preserved and passed to the new generation, whether they are in San Francisco or in anywhere of the world. We must preserve our culture values and look at them to teach them to the kids. How we're going to do that? Either parents, if they are educated and know the right manners, or by schools who will pass this knowledge through lecturing, through internet, through channels, through media, or through outreach centers where you have the youth, we have the games, we have the ball, we have the basketball, we have the other sports tournament, and to bring Arabs and Muslim and issues on the table. So I do remember one time the whole world was talking about Muhammad Durra. Muhammad Durra is the child who was killed, shot with his dad, who was trying to look for buying a used car from the market, and he went with his dad, and it was happening in the uprising, the Intifada in Palestine, and the Israeli soldier sniped him, killed him, shot him with a cold blood. Lucky that episode was shot by a French journalist, and it was known in the world and make big brutal killing for this innocent child with his dad. And I was talking with one of my kids in the neighborhood to talk about one subject, and from the continent, and somebody said I would write about China Wall. with full respect to China Wall and its values and its meaning and its history. But the issue is that kid is an Arab, and that kid who said, what shall I write about? And I talk to him or her, look to the issue of the world. What is the trend in the world in these days? It was Muhammad Dura. So they don't have the connection with their history, with their past. And the role of this channel and the goal and the aspiration for the community is to be connected to its roots, to be connected to the Arab world and the Muslim world, and to address them. Palestine is a big issue in this channel. Palestine, the occupied Palestine, Jerusalem, Gaza, Jenin, Safad, Haifa, Yafa, Akka, Aqaba, all these are the holy Palestine. Palestine is a dear country, Arab Muslim country, and it's under occupation by Israel. And the right of return is another issue to all Palestinians and all Arabs who are from that part to go to their free country. It's their choice to go to their country, not the choice or the mercy of X and Y. To educate them, what is your city? Where is your city? Who is the mayor of your city? And what is the history? What's the cloth? What's the bird? What's the river? What's the lake in or next to your town? This channel is going to address some of these issues. Another thing is to talk about da'wah. Da'wah is inviting people or expose other people to Islam. And I say this because I consider every single Muslim, every single Arab is an ambassador for his country, for La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, and to show good values, honesty, truth-telling, hard-working, away from troubles, away from drugs, away from girls, research, professionalism, all of these things, and successful. And on the top of that is happy person. Happy person who loves everybody. A happy person who share and care. Being an Arab, that's me. Being a Muslim, that's me. Being quote Qatari, that's me. I love everybody. I don't hate anybody. I don't have any hatred for anybody. I have my values and you have your values, with respect. I don't interfere in yours and you don't interfere with mine. I practice my religion, I practice my business, and I practice my life with love and peace with like everybody else. And everybody else has the same thing. And everybody else has the same value. So from that point of view, this channel would like everybody to invite everybody to your house, give him food, your neighbor, your library, be kind and spread love and passion. Our goal is to be polite. Our goal is to expose the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through good example, being a good model. And if you live in the United States for a year or 2 or 10 or 20, and you never invited your neighbor, please invite your neighbor to your house. Offer him food, offer him coffee, drink. Try to help him. Try to bring him to the masjid. Invite him to come for Eid or for a dinner in the masjid in Ramadan. Show him some of what we do. Islam is nothing secret. We don't have anything to be ashamed of. We are Arab, we're Muslims. We are open. Islam doesn't belong to Arab. Islam belongs to everybody. Islam is the word of God. The oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is His choice, is His final word to mankind. And lucky we are to have the last word chosen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to have Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, the seal of the prophets to mankind. This is a da'wah channel to invite people to love and share and care, to give advice to the other people. In other episode, I will address guests. I will have people to talk about their achievement, their experience. The interest is to share and care and love. The interest is to travel through experience and to encourage people to have a timeline. Today is 2019. After 5 years, what's going to happen? Hopefully you will graduate from the university or from college or from the medical school or finish your practice. And after 5 years, you'll achieve this. And after 10 years, you'll achieve that. After 20 years, you'll do this. I want everybody to have a timeline. I want to have everybody who has a dream to have a dream for himself, for herself, for his family. And I want everybody to have freedom to express his feeling, express his choices. There's nothing to be ashamed of. If you are a decent guy, you want to work, you have family, you have children, and you want to grow and benefit yourself, your community, your country, your nation, and the whole world. Nothing wrong with that. This is America. This is the freedom of choice. This is the freedom of available resources. You can work in New York, you can work in Atlanta, you can work in Houston, Texas, or in Montana or in California. Wherever you want to go, whatever you want to do, enjoy your life, help, work, produce, and share and care. This is life. This is life. You don't like something in this country, you like dry weather, you like humid weather, you like fishing, you like desert, you like mountain climbing. There's every choice, there's every beauty in life. There's plenty of room, there's plenty of houses, palaces, rivers, creeks, animals, deers, falcons. Whichever you like, there is, but do it by the book. Go follow rules. The United States of America is a country of rules, and people follow rules. You follow rules, you will achieve success, you make money, you make yourself happy, you make others happy. Work there's plenty of work in the United States. There's if there's a will, there's a way. You want to make money, there's plenty of money in the United States, but you need to address the right person, the right time, and be away from trouble. Follow the rules, pay taxes, consult attorneys, and check your medical status, and pay your dues, and you will achieve a lot of things. This channel will have a lot of Arabic episodes, and there will be a few episodes in English. I did have this channel on YouTube, and I have another platform on Blogger. I have an account on Blogger under the name Zaidan AlKahlout Blogger, and I have a LinkedIn page, and I have Facebook, and I have Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat. Please follow us on one of these things and make like, subscribe, and share. And I would like to thank everybody for listening to for this episode till the end. Please share it with those who are interested in coming to the States, invest in the United States, have a problem in the United States, what to do, how to deal with it. Hopefully I have the experience, I'll share it with you. I do have experience in teaching as a principal in a college, and in I did have tax business, and I am interested to share my experience with everybody in America. I did work with da'wah. I did speak on a lot of masajid, make some khutbah about fundraising for Muslim causes, whether it's Bayt al-Mal or masjid in East Coast or West Coast, or in national tragedies all over the world. Anyhow, the idea is that I am interested to serve the Arab community and the Muslim community and the whole world in the United States, to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and help my family, my friends and communities in America, If you have any question and interest in learning about a specific subject like teaching, what to be specialized in, about immigration matters, or educational consulting like student advisor, let me know. I am interested to help, or I would love to help. There's so many other things will be addressed in Arabic or in English. Please, if you find anything interesting, let me know, and I will be very happy to take care of your questions, and hopefully I'll have one session for addressing these questions and inquiries come up in a group of sessions. Thank you very much for listening. This is Zaidan AlKahlout, Zaidan AlKahlout channel on YouTube, and you can follow us in YouTube, subscribe, share, and ring the bell. And also you can follow us on Blogger, Zaidan AlKahlout Blogger, and you can reach us on the social media, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr, and other resources. God bless you. Thank you very much. Keep your hopes up, and I love you. Assalamu alaikum. Bye-bye.